Hello guys, in today's video, we'll talk about the four Corleones, Vito, Santino, Fredo, and Michael. Which character, as written or acted, was most like a real gangster? Vito embodies the elder statesman gangster, the seasoned veteran who's been in the life twice or thrice as long as the average gangster will live on this earth. He's capable of being a stone-cold killer, but he's also smart and emotionally mature enough to be judicious in the use of violence and to keep a low profile. He garners respect from every available source. He's a man of his word and is willing to be fair, while at the same time clever enough to know when someone is trying to undermine him and ballsy enough to not allow such a deed to go unpunished. He's a traditionalist at heart, adhering to the rules of the life with the utmost sense of conviction. This is the key to his success. It gains him great respect amongst peers his own age and older, but it potentially earns him the ire of the next archetype. Santino embodies the young, overenthusiastic, narcissistic, and dangerously impulsive gangster with something to prove. Whenever you hear about a murder that's particularly gruesome and committed ostentatiously for all to see, this kind of gangster is usually the perpetrator, either because he ordered it or he did it himself. He's happy to do both if he's emotionally charged enough in the moment. It's this kind of gangster that's oftentimes responsible for the drawing of unwanted outside attention and/or needless antagonizing of fellow gangsters that ultimately leads to the organization coming undone, both from without and from within, though usually not before he himself dies in the crossfire of the mess he's created. This gangster is thus a threat to literally everyone unlucky enough to be caught in his orbit, including himself and the ones he loves. Fredo is the wannabe gangster who doesn't truly understand what he's gotten into until it's far too late, and therefore doesn't truly belong. This gangster is likely to want to join the life and stay in it, not because he's a true criminal, but because he either knows nothing else due to being surrounded by people in the life from an early age, or just gets caught up with the wrong people, usually unwittingly. That's not to say he can't be useful. Most of these types end up assigned to and sometimes even excelling in rackets involving less violence. Some of them will even commit murders themselves, but they do not do so with either the same enthusiasm or stoic sense of duty that the former two do. This is the type that's most likely to turn state's evidence or betray the family in some other way, provided they don't get whacked first. They can do it for any number of reasons, including having a come-to-Jesus moment, pure self-preservation, protecting someone they care about more than the family, getting a lighter sentence, undermining a rival, or revenge. Either way, they are the ones most targeted for ratting purposes by the authorities. Michael is a psychopathically brilliant, once-in-a-generation, clever beyond his years young Turk that was born to lead. This is obviously the rarest type. He's a keen observer and learner of choice few words, never more than necessary. He has the uncanny intuition that it takes to predict the moves of friends and enemies alike before they even know what they'll do, allowing him to always stay a few steps ahead. To see him lose his cool, at least in public, is an impossibility, though he can be driven by pure, utterly primal emotions, which he keeps expertly hidden away, even if only to deprive his enemies of the knowledge of what makes him tick. He prefers negotiations to violence, but once he has exhausted every last alternative, he'll order the hit with a unique combination of cold, dispassionate, calculated precision, and burning vendetta-driven rage against the perpetrator that would scare the devil himself. This is the gangster that you want to mess with the least. By the time his day of death comes, he'll be the last man standing, and he will die, not by murder or as a prisoner, but a free man by natural death. I'd say it's Sonny. He's driven, narcissistic, violent, and ruthless. That being said, I'd say each character is an embodiment of a particular real-life gangster archetype. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more.